He loves you, he's begging you to stay, he this, he that, and then he brings another girl over? It's not jiving.
This is the plaintiff, Douglas Andrew Pence. He says he and the defendant, his former girlfriend, lived together, and he discovered she was also seeing someone else on the side. Once he started dating someone else, the defendant up and moved out of the apartment that same day. He was forced to pay the whole rent on the apartment she abandoned, and he's suing her here and now for the extra $1,912.50 he had to shell out. This is the defendant, Danielle Maria Luft. She says she was horrified when she came home one day and walked into the apartment she shared with the plaintiff and caught him in the middle of having sex with another girl. The plaintiff came into her room half naked, wanting to talk, and she knew right then, no way she was going to continue to live with him a minute longer. His actions made it impossible for her to reside there, and for that reason, she owes him nothing. She's accused of leaving a boyfriend high and dry.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Douglas Andrew Pence, you are suing Danielle Marie Luft, your former girlfriend, for $1,912.50, representing 3 months' rent because she walked out on your one-year lease. What happened?
We basically started seeing each other, and
How long were you seeing each other before you decided to move in together?
Since August, so
I
about
don't know
6
how long
months.
that is. So how long?
6 months, I think, Your Honor.
6 months, and you decided to move in together?
Yes. And once we moved in, we signed a lease, and the relationship kind of went south. We broke up on and off between March and May about 5 times.
So when did the lease start?
January.
Okay, and you broke up between March and May, how many times?
4 or 5.
Okay, and then what happened?
The summer, we kind of split apart. We moved into separate rooms. It was a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom place.
The lease was supposed to go all the way to the end of December?
End of January.
End of January, okay.
And so we decided to live in separate rooms and try and make things work. And she had moved on, and I pretty much was by myself that summer. And then in the fall, that's when I found somebody else. And
was she dating anybody?
On and off, she was seeing other people. I don't know if it was she would consider dating.
I'm just kind of curious. You guys were going to continue to live together even though you guys had broken up?
That's not true.
Well, but you didn't move out until much later.
No, every time I broke up with him, he begged me to stay and work on it and work on things, and I agreed. And actually, towards the end of the summer, I thought that maybe the big problems I thought were big may not be so big. And
what were the problems?
He secluded himself in a computer room for 8 hours at a time and
That's
played
a problem.
computer
That's a big
games.
Problem.
Yeah, so it made me distance myself from him, and that's not true about separate rooms all summer. We were together and working on things all summer. Okay. And I wasn't dating anybody else.
All right.
I hung out with people.
You, if you don't mind my asking?
29.
How old are you?
31.
Okay, so go on.
So come, was it September? He asked me if he could have a group of lab partners over for school to do a lab project, and then...
Come September, when he asked you that question, were you already dating anybody else?
Asked me what? No.
No,
I wasn't.
According to him, you
dated
different people on and off, casually.
That's not true. I hung out with one person a couple times, so he was a friend that I had known for a long time.
All right. So, but did you guys? Okay, were you guys broken up in September?
According to him, but we were off and on and working on things. We were never officially broken up. He slept in that room more nights than not. He slept
in your room.
Yeah, we did everything like boyfriend and girlfriend that summer.
Okay.
Living together, having dinners
together. But by September, were you broken up?
Everything had been the same.
He loves you, he's begging you to stay, he this, he that, and then he brings another girl over? It's not jiving.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be a lab partner, and when he ended up bringing just her up, and he had already told me that they liked each other, and she liked him, and he liked her. And when I saw just her come in, I was flabbergasted and left, came back. The apartment was dark, and at that point, I was pissed off that he brought her in, and decided since my pillow was in his room, or the room that he was supposedly sleeping in all summer, I went to get the pillow, opened the door, and found them
You
naked.
opened the door to his bedroom?
Well, it wasn't officially his bedroom. I thought nobody was home. He was sleeping in my room most of the summer with me.
Right, but you didn't open the door to your bedroom. You opened the door to his bedroom,
Yeah,
where you
because
never slept, where only he would sleep, where he was obviously sleeping because it was nighttime, the apartment was
No,
dark.
it was like
you
8
opened
o'clock.
Listen, lady, listen. Do not snow a person
was
who
just
knows
pissed.
how to snow. You were angry. You're like, oh my God, did he go into that room with her? So you opened up the door
I honestly
because
wasn't-
I figured out my pillow was in there. And what'd you do?
I was pissed at that point.
And what were they doing?
They were having sex. They were both
Flagrante
naked.
delicto. You caught them right in mid-act.
Yeah, and I had been home for a half hour, and he heard the door slam, so he continued to do whatever he was doing.
Goodness.
After
okay.
he knew I was home.
Okay, and?
I
So
went
you-
in there to get my pillow. Honestly,
get your pillow?
I was pissed off that my pillow was in there and that he had it. I said, that's it, separate rooms from now on. Took the pillow.
Wait, while she's naked right there? You
No, this was before I went into the room. I decided the pillow was in there. I'm going to get it. I didn't think he was home. Went in to get the pillow and found
Is
that.
this what was a pillow doing in there if you and he were sleeping in the other room?
He didn't have any good pillows, and that night before he probably slept in there. I think he took it in there that
So
day.
this was a pillow you had that you didn't sleep with every night, just a pillow you had loaned him earlier.
No, he kind of just took it.
Okay, but it's not a pillow. It wasn't the pillow you sleep with. You really just went in there because you wanted to go in there. You caught him, and then what happens? You walk. Do you say anything?
I didn't know what to say, so I walked out, walked into the other room, shut
You
the
didn't say
door.
a word?
No, I was speechless, shocked.
How could you be speechless? You walked in there to catch him, and you caught him. Oh, I could think of
I
so
know.
many things
Trust
to say.
me. From the other room, I yelled everything so the other girl
What'd
could
you
hear
say?
me. I said, get your slut and you out of here.
And then?
And then he came in to talk to me naked with my blanket wrapped around him to talk
Are you
about it.
serious? You came out to talk to her naked with her blanket wrapped around you?
I never meant for her to see that, Your Honor. It
You
was.
what? Well, I should hope not. But according to her, there's a whole half hour that she's slamming things and you know she's there. But then, I'm not sure that's true. But then you wrap her blanket around you and walk over to her. Oh, wait, let me explain. Like naked?
It was a spur
You
of the
couldn't
moment
put on
thing,
a
Your
pair of
Honor.
shorts?
I honestly, I really felt bad, and
But it was your room. You couldn't put on a pair of shorts. How do you think that made her feel when you walked out naked with her blanket on you?
I guess you're right, Your Honor. I mean, hindsight is definitely.
So go on. What happens next?
A couple days later, I decided to move out. I didn't need to stay there.
Did you guys talk during those couple of days?
Barely.
So
He begged me to forgive him, but I said no.
To forgive him and go back with him, or
Yeah,
forgive him and just finish being a roommate?
Both. He wanted me to stay with him.
Did you
and-
beg her to forgive you?
I asked her to forgive my actions because.
No.
it was,
Did you want to get back with her?
No,
Were you dating her when this happened?
no. I hadn't been dating her officially since May.
Okay. So when she says we were working on it, you guys were just kind of roommates with benefits.
Yes, Your Honor, on and off, but I would say even less benefits than would be
Whose
implied.
choice was that, the on and off part?
I wanted to try and make things work, Your Honor.
So
So
you think you liked her more than she liked you?
it seems that
So
way
did you
now.
bring that girl into your room in order to wake her up?
No, I was over her by that point, Your
Okay.
Honor.
So you apologized for your actions and you asked her to stay and what?
I didn't ask her to stay. I just asked her to talk about it.
Okay.
I wanted to have a discussion because
Okay,
it was,
so she moves out, and then now you're suing her because there's 3 months left on the rent. So you don't feel that bad. All right, so he's suing you for $1,900, and your reason for why you don't have to pay it is what? Because see, there's two contracts with the lease agreement. One is the contract the two of you have with the landlord. That's not the contract in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
The other one is the verbal contract between two parties that they're going to rent the place for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And the year includes November, December, January. So what is your response to the lawsuit?
During the course of the summer, while we were trying to work things out and make it a possible living arrangement, we agreed that we wouldn't bring anybody upstairs into the apartment, and that was his agreement, his statement or question, and I agreed.
Okay.
And
Did you guys agree during the summer and the off moments that neither side would bring somebody up?
No.
Okay. And you say yes. Do you have any emails or texts or anything that
No, that's a blunt lie that he didn't say that, but.
Okay. Well, let's assume that you and I are roommates. And I tell you I will only stay your roommate if you don't eat cheese. Mm-hmm. And then you eat cheese. Mm-hmm. Does that mean I have a legal right to?
Yes.
Yes.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Could you live in the same place as someone you just broke up with?
No,
Why?
because you've just been in a big fight and you'll be mad at each other.
But not necessarily a fight. It doesn't always end that way.
I mean, yeah, it could end good, but I doubt it, It's girls,
Oh, it's the girl. It's not you.
No.
You don't know Jack. What do you think?
It would be too complicated just running into them in the hallways, and then it would just be odd. It wouldn't be a good.
You just wouldn't. Anybody do it? Anybody would do it? Nobody would do it. Going inside the courtroom.
You ate cheese, and therefore I'm not going to pay rent.
Yes. If the contract for the apartment was a verbal agreement, then so was the verbal agreement that he wanted me to
Well, if you
agree
can
to.
prove it, though, he says that he didn't say it. Did you ever bring anybody up there?
No.
Did she ever bring anybody up there?
Not that I know of, Your Honor.
And did you say you were together when he brought that girl up there, or you were not together?
Off and on all summer. I mean, we were.
I didn't ask that question. I asked if in September when he brought that girl up, were you together or were you broken up?
In my eyes.
Don't think about what's going to help your
Yeah.
case. Just
No,
be
I
honest, because
thought- I
then
honestly
I
thought
start
we were-
not trusting you.
I thought I would stay with him until December, and thought that maybe if we stayed together and worked on it till December, things would be better, and we would end up back together by December.
Okay, so you weren't
I didn't
together when
really
he brought a
think we were
girl to his
apart. I
room
thought
and
we
you
were living
barged in and
together.
caught him. How is that? Look, I think it's crappy, and I would move out. The question, though, is would there be a cost to my moving out? I don't want to live with somebody who I think doesn't love me and is going to hurt me. But by the same token, I also know that I have a lease with him. So I'm not suggesting you should have stayed living there. If you don't want to live there, don't. I'm suggesting who needs to eat it and how much do they need to eat. Because you're the one who's backing out of it, and it's not I disagree with you. If you make an unreasonable demand, that doesn't magically turn your unreasonable demand into non-habitability. Okay? You have a right to not pay rent if all of a sudden the place is made uninhabitable. Your feelings do not make a place uninhabitable. Him being insensitive does not make the place uninhabitable. I agree with you. I think it's really low of a man to be living with his ex-girlfriend under strange circumstances where people are trying to maybe possibly work on it or not, but no matter what, it's still your ex-girlfriend. And bring a girl up there. Go somewhere else to do the nasty. You don't need to do it under her nose, on her pillow, with her blanket. But does it make it uninhabitable? I don't think it does. But why would she have to pay 3 whole months? You have a responsibility as a plaintiff in a case to mitigate your damages, and that means find another roommate. What efforts did you make to find another roommate?
I asked kids at school.
Yeah, did you post it anywhere?
No, I didn't post it.
Okay.
I did,
It's not much
kind
of
of
an
a-
effort. So what ended up happening? You lived alone for those 3 months?
I did.
And at any point in time during those 3 months, did you ask her for rent?
I did.
And what did she say?
She said, hell no.
Right. I think that was measured on your part. Okay. What was the rent? $637.50 a person? Okay. I think that after 1 month, you could have found a roommate. And you chose not to, I guess, by just spoke about it around in school. That's not the same as actually looking for a roommate. So I'm going to order her to pay 1 month of rent, which would be $637.50. Verdict for the plaintiff. That's my judgment.
And with that, the defendant joins us in the hallway. Come on over here, right here, face this way. So you have to pay for 1 month, okay? That's the ruling. What's your reaction to that?
I'm happy about it.
Yeah? Why?
He wanted to pay all $1,900, but
Right.
I didn't live there and didn't feel I need to pay.
I know, okay. So the 1 month that you do have to pay, the $637, was that worth it for the gesture of walking out and leaving him like that way?
Yes.
Is that worth it?
Yes.
Well, there's no way that you would ever considered maybe sticking it out,
Hell no.
right? You better without him, you mean?
Hell yeah.
Okay. We hear you. All right. Pretty clear there. All right, step in here. Do you miss her?
No, not at all.
No.
No.
You didn't make enough of an effort to mitigate your damages, says the judge.
I disagree. I mean, if they had been allowed to participate more, I would have put forth the fact that I'm a full-time student doing a double engineering major, and it's not really plausible for me to,
Post something?
well, it's not really plausible for me to put in the effort to post it correctly and get the response that what I would do. But
Therefore,
honestly,
not enough effort. That's what I said.
I guess.
Okay. Harvey?
So here's the deal. You have a duty, a legal duty, to mitigate damages. That means you can't sit on your hands. You have to go out and see if you can find another roommate, at least take reasonable steps. And if you don't do that, you're not going to get any damages. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the plaintiff, John Zhang. She says she purchased a 60-inch 3D flat-screen TV from the defendant's website. And once she opened the box it arrived in, she noticed the screen had a big crack in it. The defendant obviously used inefficient packing materials to safeguard the TV during transport. The defendant won't give her a new TV, and she's seeking the return of the $2,625 purchase price. This is the defendant, Lewis. He says the plaintiff bought a TV from him, had it shipped to another state to avoid paying taxes, then brought the TV to her place where she carried it up 6 flights of stairs to her apartment. Besides, she called him 2 weeks after the delivery of the TV set, and there are too many variables of where that TV went first, so they have no responsibility to replace it. He's accused of cracking up a customer.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff bought a flat screen from the defendant and says that it was cracked probably during transport. But the defendant says the plaintiff carried it up 6 flights of stairs. And by the way, she didn't complain for 2 weeks. It's the case of Sony no baloney.
Okay, Jan Zhang?
Yes.
You are suing Lewis. You've asked to be referred to only by your first name, and you don't want us to mention your company name?
Correct.
Okay. For $2,625, the cost of a TV that you bought from his internet electronics company, I guess?
Website.
And that, according to you, came broken?
Yes.
Tell me what's going on.
Yeah, Your Honor. And on the December 20 last year, I ordered a TV, Samsung.
What day did you order it?
November 23rd.
Okay.
On the
26th.
26th? Black Friday?
I guess
Cyber Monday?
the day after, that weekend.
Okay. Go ahead.
But anyway, I ordered through the online, and then
my heart rate just goes up mentioning those 2 words. Go ahead.
Okay.
So you ordered it on the internet. What kind of TV did you order?
This is Samsung UN60 ES8000.
60-inch TV?
Yeah, 60 inches TV. It's
Okay.
a smart TV, and yeah.
It's a nice TV. That's a good price, also.
Top
What's
line,
that?
yeah.
What does that go for?
Retails just over $3,000.
All right, and so you got it for $2,300?
26, 25.
26, 25.
Yeah,
okay.
right, total. And then they ship to, I have the same shape to my friends because I'm the only one person here. I travel a lot for business. So they, I think
Where do you live?
I live in New York.
And your friend lives where?
New Jersey.
Okay, you weren't trying to avoid New York taxes on the sale?
No, I didn't even. I didn't
So you had
think
to ship
about
to
it
your friend.
because
Okay.
because it's my friend.
Okay.
I want them shipped to my TV for safe, because when they ship, I'm afraid when they ship, I'm not home.
Right.
I'm the only one person at home.
Okay.
And then
Do you use a shipping company? You don't put it in a mailbox, right? You use a shipping company, so they would arrange with you when to deliver it. It's a scheduled delivery.
Okay. Anyway, I didn't know. It's
Okay, whatever. So it gets delivered to your friend, and what day does it get delivered to your friend?
I moved the TV to my apartment.
Hold on, slow down. It gets delivered to your friend on what day?
December 1st.
As in December 1st,
I'm
right.
asking her.
Right.
All right, December 1st, and then what
when
happened?
I came back from the trip, I don't remember which day I moved the TV to my
What day did
my
you move the
place.
TV to?
Yeah,
I need to know what day.
I opened my
Stop
TV.
talking and listen to my question.
Okay.
What day did you get the TV from your friend's house?
I think 2 weeks.
2 weeks after it got delivered.
Yeah.
All right. So you go to pick up the TV.
Yeah.
And do what with it?
And then on the December 15, I opened the box.
Wait, how'd you get the TV from New Jersey to New York?
Oh, it's by the minivan.
You have a minivan.
Yeah.
All right. So you put
no, I have driver. I have driver and then me by the.
How'd you get the TV in there?
Minivan.
How did you get the TV into the minivan?
Oh, we 4 person.
Okay.
Move the TV to the minivan.
Okay. Did you open the box at your friend's house? Okay. So then you put it in a minivan, and then you drive the minivan from New Jersey to New York.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
And then we moved to my apartment. Yeah. And
Okay.
then
And your apartment is on what floor?
6th floor.
Okay.
It's
Is it
an
a walk
elevator.
up or
No, elevator.
Elevator. So
Yeah,
you bring it up in the elevator.
And then we have a luggage car.
A luggage cart.
Yeah.
All right. And then what happens?
And then I told my neighbor, and then she came to my apartment to assist me to open the box.
What happened to the 3 people who were with you
No, they left already.
Oh, they left, okay.
Yeah, they left already.
Okay.
So later I told my neighbor, because I cannot open the box by myself.
Why'd you let them leave? Why didn't you make the driver stay and help you?
No, because at times he's in rush. He has to go back. Yeah. So anyway, me and my neighbor opened the box. As soon as we opened the box, we saw the TV is cracked because
Do you have a picture?
they use yes.
May I see it?
Because they use the damage form.
They use damage what?
Damage form to protect the TV. Forms.
Foam.
Form. Yeah.
Okay. I've been doing this without you my whole life. Just chill until it's your turn.
You got it.
So does this woman have a case?
No, I don't think so. If
Why?
she was carrying up 6 flights of stairs, there's definitely a chance that she knocked it herself.
There was possibly, definitely, and by the way, she had it shipped to New Jersey and then New York.
I mean, if it was just from point A to point B, maybe it would be a bit more credible, but, you know, there's so many stops between there, I don't know. I don't really buy it.
You buy it?
No.
I don't buy it either. Going inside the courtroom.
Here's the pictures here.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my goodness. Where's the damaged foam? These are
That's
pictures
the
of
one. There's the one. There's the only one. You know, use a 3 pack.
This one?
Yeah, right.
Okay.
They should use a 1-piece H2H foam to protect TV.
I'm not getting it. If you were the first person to take this out of the box,
Yeah. No, not
normally would there be one whole piece or there'd be 2 pieces?
No, there's 3 pieces. The
This
2
piece?
sides and one in the middle, and that's Samsung, who is the
Packages
manufacturer.
it that way.
It's their packaging. straight
But this picture shows like, just curious, like.
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could.
Yeah.
This is how it is.
This is how it is. Okay. So how do you work?
Okay, so basically the customer placed the order. She submitted the order on the website. Our policy, which I think I submitted, and I printed out some other copies of it, is on there. When placing an order, before you can go forward with it, it lists a box that explains the shipping and return policy that you have to check and acknowledge that you agree to it.
And she did that.
Well, you
And
had
what
to
the
do that to
policy
go
is if you have a problem, you need to tell us at point of
immediately.
receiving it.
Correct. And when it's delivered. When the driver made the delivery, it was a Saturday, December 1st. He asked to unbox and plug it in. And all they would do is lift the top of the box, plug it into an electrical outlet so that the customer sees it's no damage and in working condition before it's signed for. They refused.
The person who was
Yes.
receiving it.
He
How do you know
insisted.
that?
I know the driver. He picks up
Okay,
regularly.
do you have an affidavit from the driver? Because I don't know the driver.
No problem.
Okay,
So
go ahead.
he marked the invoice.
Let me see what the paperwork you have from the delivery.
Well, yeah, he marked
I
it with
assume
an
that,
N.
that somebody signed something and said it's in good condition, right? Because your
Correct.
driver wouldn't leave without
Well,
that.
yes, correct. It's a signature here.
This is not your driver's
That's
first
their
rodeo.
signature, and he put this there. The N on top was because they denied for him to unbox it.
The N?
It's how he notes it for
Yeah, but
himself.
how does the N, what does the N stand for? What word?
That's just how he notes it for himself. I don't really think it's that relevant anyway.
Yeah.
Basically, the
Okay,
policy
is this a
states-
signature of your friend? Who,
No, that's the driver's signature when he picked it up from us. The one to the right of it, a little lower, that's the one that they signed. They printed their name and signed it. This was a local delivery from, we're in East Rockaway.
I'm sorry, stop. Just circle the one that's her friend's.
Sure. And then also I wanted to give you these, if you want to give that as well.
Okay, why did your friend sign for it and say it was all in good working order?
They didn't open that. They don't.
Oh, well, why? Why did he sign something saying everything's great without even looking at the TV and
They
seeing?
didn't know this is mine, so they just put this. You know, this
Okay, you
one
understand what the
is a
problem is,
trust-
right? Do you
very
understand
big-
what the problem is? Do you understand what the problem is? You've had a TV for 2 weeks.
16 days.
How many days?
16 days.
16 days.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then you magically, after 16 days, say, TV came broken. After somebody signed and said everything was perfect. And the TVs come straight. Do they come straight from and transported it? And you transported it from location A in New Jersey to location B in New York. Well, you could have broken it. You could have dropped it. You and the Three Stooges who were doing it with you. I have no idea how this thing broke. But you want him to pay $2,000-something after. If he sent it broke, he pays. If you broke it or somebody else broke it after the point when it's delivered, you pay. So we got a problem. How are you going to get around this problem? You really think you got to raise your hand right now?
Yeah, the question, but I think the main point is that such big company, the TV, they should be protected by the long form. I went to the store, I asked the salesperson how to protect TV, the same TV.
Do you wrap this up or does Samsung wrap this up?
We don't touch it.
Do you understand he's like the middleman? He gets it at wholesale from Samsung, and then Samsung shipped it directly to her or to you because you had
stock everything.
You stock it.
Everything.
So this is a picture of your TVs in stock?
Well, what I showed you, that yellow sticker was on her box.
This yellow sticker is on the box. Attention customer. It's on
right by the label.
It's on every box in your stock there, at least of this picture. It says, do not sign for the package unless it was inspected for any damages. Once you sign for it, you cannot place any damage claims. Of course, because see, he has a shipping company, and the shipping company, and this is a big shipping company. Is not, that shipping company has delivered things to my house from all kinds of vendors.
We ship 2,000
It's a big
TVs a month.
shipping company. It's not some fly-by-night, All right, so that shipping company has insurance. And if your friend opens it up and says, oh, look what happened, he doesn't need it, you don't need it, the insurance for the shipping company eats it, so long as your guy...
And they pay shipping,
And they
it's
do.
all
They
done.
sign
Correct.
saying, I got it from you, fine. But do they open the box and...
No, we get everything on trailers, on pallets.
No, my question is, does this shipping company open the box to see that it's fine? They just sign for everything.
Don't,
All right.
no, we don't do that.
All right, so, but everything would be fine if your friend had inspected it. Your friend doesn't inspect it. How do I know you didn't break it with your friends when you were bringing it over from one state to another?
Anyway, when I opened, we didn't move the TV. The TV box, you see, is nothing wrong. The outside's nothing wrong. Right? And then as soon as we open the box, not only me.
Yeah, but maybe what happened is you got the TV out, and then maybe what happened is since you let all the movers leave and you're alone there, maybe you try to take the TV out yourself, and then maybe because there's nothing wrong with the packaging because nothing happened to the TV when it was in the packaging. Maybe after you took it out, you then put it on tried to pull it out and put it on the stand, and then it broke. And then you dropped it because it's a 60-inch Samsung, and then you called your name. I don't know what happened. The point is, you cannot prove that this person is responsible, or this company is responsible for the TV being broken. That's it. Verdict for the defendant.
No, I have.
Verdict for the defendant.
Well, here's the plaintiff leaving the courtroom right here. You were still talking as the judge was ruling against you because you had no evidence to prove your case. What was it you were still saying?
Actually, I have a letter, testimony letter here, and it's also notarized.
From a witness.
From witness. I want to show the judge, but she didn't give me the chance. She didn't give me the chance.
I don't know that would have done it for you. Okay, head right around the corner and just step right out this way. Let's see what Come on in, the shipper. Come on in over here. Stand next to me. Get in here. Step aside. All right. What's your reaction to this outcome here?
I would say this is a victory for the American jurisprudence system.
Who is this guy?
He's my partner.
Oh, all right.
I would say
justice
prevailed.
He didn't get to say anything in the courtroom.
We didn't really need to say too much. I think the judge had a pretty clear idea of what happened there.
All right, let's go out to the sidewalk, Harvey.
So I got to tell you, when you have something delivered, I just think this is always the case. You should inspect it thoroughly before the delivery person leaves. Always. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
These are the plaintiffs, Gary Feinberg and Tamara Hendershot, founders of the Little Haiti Community Garden in Miami, Florida. They say the defendants promised to do work in their garden and provide new irrigation, tree trimming, and a shed to enhance their property. Turns out they backed out on the deal at the very last minute. They went to great expense out of their own pockets, and they want to be reimbursed to the tune of $4,908. These are the defendants, Ian Wogan and Drake Kurlander. They say they were all for helping out the plaintiffs and their community garden, but were waiting on a grant from the county, which was slow to come in. The impatient plaintiffs jumped the gun for some reason and went ahead and did a lot more work than was promised, and they certainly don't owe them anything. They're accused of soiling a deal.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiffs hired the defendants to do work in their garden, and the defendants went south. But the defendants say they did a lot of work, more than expected. It's the case of you shovel it well.
Thank you, Douglas. All right. Little Haiti Village Garden Corporation, represented here by you folks are the owners, Gary Feinberg and Tamara Hendershot?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. You are suing Garden of Ian, that's clever. Garden of Ian, represented here by Ian Wogan and Drake Kurlander. And you two are the owners of Garden of Ian?
Correct.
Okay. For $4,908 that you feel is due to you on a government grant where you feel that you did not get the benefit of the services written in the grant, correct?
Full benefit.
Full benefits. All right, let's talk. First of all, tell me what Little Haiti Village Garden Corporation is.
It's a nonprofit community garden in Little Haiti in the city of Miami.
Okay.
And we grow fruits and vegetables for the local food system. We don't spray, it's all pesticide-free, chemical-free, and we feed local neighbors. We deliver to the markets and to local restaurants as well. And we've built this on volunteerism and donation. $0 went into this to build this.
Okay, so that's interesting. Now you guys, tell me about what you guys do.
Well, we graduated from FIU with environmental studies, and we were co-presidents of the garden club over there. So when we were graduating, Ian approached me, and he said, "What are we going to do? And you want to start a business?"
Oh, now we got to go to work.
We'd both worked at a local farm. I was managing over at Paradise Organic Farm down in Homestead, and Drake was running the mycology operation.
So we became aware of a grant that was coming down, and that it would allow us to improve some community gardens. So we applied for it.
And the grant was from what government agency?
It started from the American Recovery Reinvestment Act, stemmed down to the Center for Disease Control, and came through the Florida Health Department, Miami-Dade.
The South Florida Regional Planning Council?
That's the final.
Eventually, that was the administering agency that could do it, because the Miami-Dade County Department of Health had trouble administering. This was the...
Okay, but you tell me too much. All right, so the bottom line is that the government, tax dollars then, in an effort to encourage this kind of thing growing and helping the community, then you wrote a proposal for a grant, received it in the amount of how much?
The grant was for $35,000.
$35,000, okay.
It was divided.
And the third-party beneficiary of that grant was this garden and another garden?
Correct.
Okay, which is what gives you a right to sue here as a third-party beneficiary of a contract. All right, now talk to me and tell me what happened. What went wrong here?
We signed an employment agreement on December 5th of 2011 with Garden of Ian. And in that agreement, there were spelled out the certain enhancements that would be done in our garden based on the proceeds.
Can I see the agreement?
Yes. It's actually part of a larger document called the implementation plan.
Okay.
That was a plan between GOI and the South Florida Regional Planning Council. Page 12 is the actual
So what is it they were supposed to do for you?
They were supposed to do soil and this delivery of soil mulch, organic fertilizer, and then hands-on workshops on sustainable living practices, including assembly of a composting toilet, shed house, and irrigation system.
Where should I be looking for the list of 10 things that you're supposed to do?
And on page 12 is the...
You keep saying that, but when I look at page 12, I don't see a list. Gentlemen, can you answer this for me? Like, where is the list of the 5 to 10, whatever it is, things that you're supposed to do?
Well, what we have is the email correspondence between us and Gary.
Beforehand? Why can't I just find it in the 35 pages?
Because that's the government document, or I don't know what he handed you actually. But
He handed me the implementation.
and that was a contract between us and the administrating agency.
Right, so doesn't the administration demand to know what 10 things you're doing?
The administrating agency had all kinds of their own issues, but if you look at that...
This was the first grant ever done of this nature.
I just need to, like, it's such an easy question what I have.
Well, we just handed
authorization letter.
What we just handed you was two emails.
Give me the authorization letter.
It's there. One of them was...
Hold on.
These two pieces from them.
That's their authorization letter they sent back to us.
December 5th, 2011, a letter from you to them. We are pleased to learn that the mini grant issues have been resolved and you've been funded. Consistent with our discussions, you are authorized during the grant period to effect certain enhancements to the existing garden in the form of soil, mulch, organic fertilizer, and hands-on workshops on sustainable living practices, including assembling of a composting toilet, shed house, and irrigation system. Okay.
It's important, and Your Honor, we'd please, if you look at the email we sent to him prior, it was specific language of the grant for him to sign and send back to us, which he changed when he sent back that letter, adding in a few projects that were not included.
You'll notice there's no mention of building a compost toilet or
this email that you send them doesn't say squat about a composting toilet, a shed house. Those are the two things, right?
Correct.
So why is that in this letter a month later?
This letter that you're looking at was a letter that a draft was given to me by GOI to sign, which is what you're holding.
Okay, did you guys author this letter?
We did not. We authored a letter without those things in it, and he added them in.
Did you add those two things?
No.
Okay, do you have the copy of the letter you asked him for? Is it the one that's in the email that he sent you first?
Yes.
Why did you feel the need to send a second letter if you didn't change it?
I didn't. That letter was part.
This letter's not this letter. You sent them an email first that says what they say the agreement was. Then there's this letter. This entire case is you saying they failed the scope of the work,
yes,
and you saying the things he wants, Judge, weren't in the scope of the work. This is important.
So can you ever change the scope of an agreement once the deal is made without the other person's consent? Can you ever do that?
No, because you agreed to original agreement, and then it's just going to be more complicated for the person.
What if it was really unfair to you and you just want to even out the playing field?
Come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Are you just... That's not allowed in rules of business. You can't do that.
Well, first of all, don't get so mad at me. I didn't do it, okay? I'm just asking the question, okay? Going inside the courtroom.
I think for us it started sometime in mid to late January where we weren't getting any transparency.
Are you asking, what information are you asking for that you're not getting?
Well, we need dates and times and schedule. We want to do an irrigation system. We're talking about an irrigation system and working towards this.
Okay.
So now all of a sudden we're mid-February, we still don't have an irrigation system. We're trying to grow vegetables. This whole thing is to make food available and accessible to the community. That's the whole purpose of this whole thing. Our vegetables can't...
Why was it taking so long to put in an irrigation system?
We got this grant. It was very badly administrated, and we were not getting reimbursed like we were promised from the administrating agency, and we were out of pocket thousands of dollars by December. We got one small reimbursement, and still then we got no reimbursement until the grant period was over. We used a lot of our own money to get the jobs done.
Okay.
And so, yeah, we were out of pocket, and we just didn't want to spend all that money not knowing that we were ever going to get any of it back. And
right. So at some point you decide to put in the irrigation system yourself.
Yes.
And what point is that? That's when?
March 14th.
March 14th. And by March 14th, had you received the checks?
It was around March.
Late March, not after March 14th, or was it April? It was after that point.
Do you have any evidence otherwise?
No evidence of their payments.
You've got a list of complaints, a garden manager fee, which I believe you folks concede, that you owe another $500 in garden manager fee. You guys, and I know because I got the tenor of it in your answer to the complaint, that you feel he was kind of greedy, right?
Absolutely.
How come?
He says there are two items that were not paid for. $500 manager's fee, $1,100 irrigation fee, $1,600 total. Then again, he sends a second request for payment. We had already told him on phone that we couldn't pay the $1,100. He says...
But why couldn't you pay the $1,100? Because you hadn't received the money yet.
We hadn't received the money.
So what's stopping you from paying the $1,100 now?
It wasn't specified in the contract to be able to reimburse a subcontractor.
No. I understand why you didn't want to put out any more of your own money. And I understand that now you'd like to pocket the $1,100, but let me tell you something. If you don't use the $1,100 that the government gave you to put in an irrigation system on the irrigation system, you're giving it back to the government. You can't keep it.
We used it for the other garden to
built
enhance
an irrigation system that was a mist system in a shade house.
Did you ever, let me ask you a question, did you ever go back to the government and say, I want an accounting and I want, there's a deficiency here?
Yes.
What did they say?
Sue them. Exactly what they said.
Exactly, quote unquote, from the lawyer at the Department of Health.
Both departments. The Regional Planning Council said...
But see, it's kind of an abdication. Of course you can sue them, but it's a kind of an abdication of their responsibility. Did they ever say to you, we're not going to give you money because we don't know where the money went? Did they ever, give you guys a hard time?
Well, they were giving us a hard time the whole time, and we struggled very hard.
No, I don't mean an incompetent hard time. I mean because he keeps complaining hard time.
Yes, then he began making it even harder for us to get any reimbursement because he started to badmouth us to them.
What do you mean by that?
You were telling them that we weren't doing what we were supposed to do in the garden. And
There's no question about that.
That's true.
But talk to me. I know.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
But that's true. That's not a bad
It
mouth.
is true, and they weren't paying us to do it.
Okay, folks, let me tell you what's easy. The potting shed and the composting toilet, you lose. You have to be able to prove that it was specifically part of the contract that they had with the government and that they failed to do it. You cannot, therefore you lose. The garden manager fee, you win for sure. The irrigation reimbursement, your theory on why you don't owe the $1,100 is this kind of, I think, cockamamie theory that, oh, we don't have to reimburse a third party if you get a third party. Guys, you know that you allotted $1,100 for that project. And if you allotted $1,100 for that project, you can't just look at me and say, oh, trust me, Judge, we spent it on another project. Prove that. And prove that you don't have to give that to that project. You do. You gentlemen agree that part of the agreement from the very beginning was an irrigation project. So as third-party beneficiaries of the grant, they have a right to tell you, where's my irrigation project? Pay us the $1,100, pay us the $500 for the garden manager that you didn't pay us the $1,100 that we didn't see for the irrigation system. They have that right, okay? I find in favor of the plaintiffs in this case in the amount of $1,600. That's the reimbursement you're going to give them. Good luck, everybody.
Both sides, just hold on right there, please.
Let's get a quick reaction from the defendants on the way out of the courtroom to the ruling by the judge there. What do you think here? Right over here was good. Yeah.
Well, I think they offered them half of the amount, or less than half of the amount that they were suing us for. They're unreasonably coming after us information or money that wasn't in the contract, and so, you know, there's only so much that we can do to.
I hope that after this is now over and resolved, we can still maybe go forward and be friends and still work in the garden here and there as
Well, I'm
volunteers.
going to ask him. Okay, you head right around the corner there. I'll ask him that for you. All right, so come on in here. That's it.
2018.
All right, you just come over this way. What do you think about the outcome here? Come on around.
Okay. I'm disappointed, actually. I feel that things weren't addressed as they should have been in the trial, and I feel disappointed in government that they didn't step in and make certain that funds get to where it's intended and people aren't sort of walking away with it.
Let's see what Harvey has.
Okay, well, not only can you not change a deal once it's made without the other person's consent, but in order for it to be legally binding, each person needs to get something. In the law, we say it can't be unilateral, only one-sided. Both sides have to give up something, both sides have to get something, or else the new agreement that you make is not enforceable.